Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. So my name is Eve. This is How to Tuesday, right? It's practice session. We just practice stuff, and we practice stuff so you can make your own creations at home that much better, right? So my name is Eve, which I think I told you already. I'm a self-taught painter. I'm gonna tell you everything that I learned from painting since I was just the yay high, and say hello if you're practicing with me tonight, and let me know if anyone's practicing with you. And of course we have to say hi to you know who. There he is, the Butterface, lounging like a champ. So, of course, we have to give him props because you never know when he might start chiming in. Hello, 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 Tina M. How you doing, my love? I hope everything is well with you this week. And let me show you my table of goods. So I'm going to pour my paint. Didn't get to that yet. I have all sorts of brushes. I'll let you know when I'm using it, what ones I'm using when. And of course, we have our water, which you swirl, tap, dab your brush. Right? You want your bristles to be wet, but not dripping. So I'm going to put you in your handy dandy holder, get your stuffs together. I'm going to pour my paint and we'll get started. All right. So I hope everybody's having an amazing, oops, sorry about that. Missed the holder. So I hope everybody's having an amazing Tuesday evening. And Tina M is hanging out with us. Hello, 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 Tina M. And I'm going to pour the paint. It's the same paint every single video. Never ever changes. Past year and a half, been using the same stuffs, right? I use all the same stuffs all the time. Make it easier for everybody, and I show you how to mix the colors. And you'd think that I would have taken care of this yellow by now, but of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. Didn't take care of the yellow. Haven't done it yet. So let me know if you're watching, if you're going to be a watcher tonight, or maybe you're a creeper. Creepers are the ones that kind of hang out, but they don't say hello. So you're more than welcome, though. And then we have our painters, the ones that actually paint along with me. So we have all of that going on here at the fam. If you're new to us, definitely say hello. We'll give you a big Eve's Creations family welcome. Hello. Right? That's what I'm talking about, because we do things family style around here. We support each other. We're nice to each other. Everyone respects everyone's different levels of learning and where you're at, where we're at, where anybody's at. So it is all good. All right. So Tina M, it's just you and me, kid. And a few creepers back there. So my white, my yellow, my red, my black, and my blue is poured. Okay, and I'm going to throw a background on here real quick. I'm just going to take my 1-inch flat big boy here, right? Give him a little swirl tap dab. Bristles wet but not dripping. I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to grab some blue, and I'm just going to throw in a sky. You're getting a private lesson, Tina. Private lesson. Oh, speaking of which, guys, this is your practice session. So 6,000%. If you have any questions, definitely ask me. You know, now's the time to ask me whatever you might have questions about. And it doesn't necessarily have to be on topic. We go off topic all the time. That's what we do. That is what we do. So we go off topic a lot. And that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to throw this, last week we did cabins, and I kind of did a background with the cabins, and everybody seemed to be digging it, so I figured I'll do, hi Emmy, how you doing, sweetheart? Hi Deborah, what's going on, everybody? Emmy is in the house, Deborah is here. How you guys doing? What up, peeps? Right? Me and Tina M were just saying how she's going to have a private lesson. Everybody is slacking. So, everybody kind of dug it when I did the background with the cabins. So, I figured, why not? Might as well do a background with the fall foliage here. We got time. We got nothing but time to hang out and paint and have fun. And maybe by doing this, I'll go over something that, you know, you haven't seen yet. Why not, right? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it up. Do it up. Alright, so the thing with foliage, right? So I'm gonna wind up using my fluffies tonight. They're just beat up old bristly brushes. Not necessarily old. And if any of you get the paintbrush sets, the fluffies are in there. And part of the instructions, I tell you, is to beat them up, right? They like to be beat up. You made it, Tina B. Yes, yes. So I'm going to just dip my brush in a little bit of water, give it a little bit of a dab, and I'm going to just soften this all out just by adding some extra water to my brush and going over my paint and smooth it all out. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So that helps you in the blending. Okay. You've had migraines for a week, finally got a prescription, might be able to paint for the first... Oh, no, Deborah. Oh, no. Prayers to Deborah, everybody. Migraines are the worst. They're the worst. Tina B made it in the house. Oh, yeah. So, Tina B, Friday's painting is dedicated to you. Everybody send prayers and love to Deborah, though. I know how those migraines can get. They're awful. They are absolutely awful. All right, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to throw some blue down here too, because you know what? I'm going to show you how to do the fall reflections. I'm going to show you how to do the fall reflections. No, next Friday. The Friday coming up, Tina B. So the last one, that was for you. That was for both Tinas. The Dracula was for both of you guys because you asked for something real, but without a lot of detail. So Dracula was the best I could come up with there for looking real but not much detail to him. So that was for both of you Tinas because that's what you asked for. But Tina B, you and all your cats and all my cat lovers out there. Yes, all my cat lovers out there. I got a surprise for you for this Friday. Yeah, no, I'm doing one for all you cat lovers. I'm making a painting right now, and it's going to be a Halloween painting, and it's for all you, all my kitty cat lovers out there. The painting is going to have, like, I think, like 5 or 6 cats in it. So, alright. So, once I have this, yes! So, I'm going to put it, alright, so once I have this, right, I got to start putting in my foliage, and we want to go fall, right? So I'm gonna grab my fluffy here, right? I'm gonna grab my fluffy and I'm gonna swirl them and tap them, and when I dab them, I'm gonna smash them around and get them nice and fluffy, right? So you want to have a stiff bristled. He's pretty stiff. And you want your bristles to be going in like every direction. This is why I call these the fluffies. Hello, Lisa V. Hello, 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 sweetheart. Yes, you have 3 black, a white, and a tuxie, and a tortie. Love my kitty kids. Yes, Tina. So, for this part, this painting I'm doing now is gonna have like 5 or 6 cats in it, just for you, love. All right. So I'm gonna grab my fall colors now. I'm going to tell you, right, this is going to go on and you're going to be able to still see through them. So I'm going to grab my red. I'm going to grab my red and I'm going to grab my white. Okay, so white, hello. I'm going to grab my red and I'm going to grab my yellow. Hello, 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 Penny. Welcome to the fam, hon. Everybody say hello to Penny. Welcome to the fam, Penny. Got another Canadian in the house. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like the sound of that, Tina B. Tina M is here. Tina M and I thought it was just going to be us. And I'm just going to smash this on. And if you notice, right, obviously it's going to turn to yellow, orange because it's red and yellow. And if you notice, it's see-through, right? Because red and yellow in acrylic paint winds up being, it's kind of tricky because it doesn't cover what's behind it. It doesn't cover what's behind it. And, I usually tell you guys to use white, right? Tell you to use white first. Well, that's coming. But the reason I put this on without the white is because I want that dark. I want this dark. I want this because it's far away and it's going to be darker. So I want this dark coming through. I want the blue coming through. I want it to be nice and dark, okay? So I am just tapping this in. Hello, 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 Penny. Thanks for joining us, right? I'm just going to tap that in, okay? And then what I'm going to do is, since I'm putting water reflections in here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing, but upside down. So I'm going to tap all this in. Here, there, not everywhere. I'm going to tap all this in, right? Match my underneath to my top here. Match my underneath to my top, right? So whatever the top's doing, I make the underneath do too. So I'm going to tap all this in, right, to match what I did up top. Okay, because we're going to do a water reflection. So this isn't hard at all, right, guys? All I did was grab red and yellow, and I just been mashing away. That's all I've been doing is mashing away with it. That's it. That is it. I'm just refilling my brush and smashing it away, and I'm making my top match my bottom. Right, so we're going to do that. And then I'm going to take my 1-inch flat brush, nice and dry, and I'm going to pull down. I'm going to pull down. We're going to pull down. And then we're going to go across. Okay. And that will be the water reflection. But we got more to do. We got more to do. Alright, so that was layer 1. I'm going to go with layer 2 now. So I'm going to go with layer 2. And I'm going to move you guys up. I'm going to move you guys... Ah, Buddy! Buddy says hello to Mr. Butters. Hello, Buddy. So I'm going to grab my red and I'm going to grab my yellow. And we're going to do layer 2. Okay, so if you see, layer 2 is getting more true to having that orangey color. All right, and layer 2 is going to go on the bottom too. Right? So we're doing layer 2 already. We're on a layer 2. Okay, so I'm just grabbing yellow and red and tapping this in. And I'm doing it at the top and I'm doing it underneath. All right, top, underneath, top, underneath, top, underneath. Right, top and underneath. Okay, so now you can see layer 2. Layer 2. Yes, indeedy. And I'm going to do the same thing with layer 2 I did with layer 1. Hello, Buddy. So what kind of puppy's Buddy? So I'm going to pull this down. I'll pull this down. Pull it down. Pull it down. And across. And across. Just like that. Right? Because we're turning those into reflections. Now, I need to let this dry. Alright, so we're going to let that dry. And while that is drying, I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to fill the rest of this in with some sort of land, something going on. So, I'm going to grab my red, I'm going to grab my yellow, and I'm going to grab some white. Still using my dirty old brush, nothing special. And I am just going to cut in across here. I'm just going to cut in some land. So I just grabbed red, yellow, and white. Alright, so we're just making some land. That's all I'm doing. And notice I am keeping it moving. I'm keeping it moving because the brush has a lot of colors in it. So I'm keeping it moving and not over mixing it. And this way all these colors come out and creates all these different little layers for me without me even trying. And the only thing I want to pay attention to is it should go from dark to light. So I'm going to grab some more red and I'm going to come up in here and I'm going to make that a little darker. And then you should just go lighter and lighter as you're coming in, right? So we're just creating some land that we are going to do some fall trees on. And then I want to show you, I'm not very good at them. Nice. So he's just like Butters. Butters is Jack Russell too. But Butters got spots. So I'm going to show, I'm not very good at making them, but I'm going to show you it. We're going to make some, I'm going to show you how to make a maple leaf. Now, don't make fun of my maple leaf. I'm going to try. I'm not good at drawing maple leaves. I'm gonna give you that disclaimer right now. I'm gonna give you that right now. But I'm gonna try. We'll see how it works out. Yeah, see how it works out. At least I'll be able to show you my tricks for drawing leaves. Anyway, so we'll figure that out. All right. So I am just filling this in with some land there. Keeping it in the nice, pretty fall colors, right? Fall foliage in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, no, Kelly, you got a sick cat? Oh, goodness gracious. That does not sound fun. That does not sound fun at all. So, I'm going to give everybody a chance to catch up mustard, everyone that's painting with me, practicing along with me. We didn't do nothing special, and it doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot, right? But remember, acrylic painting is done in layers, okay? So all these layers are important. They're all important. They're very important to add to your paintings. My coffee is cold. Kelly, what's wrong with your cat? I hope it's not gross. I hope it's not gross. You guys hear me? I'm like slurping coffee, messing with my microwave. Hi, Margaret. Hello, hello, hello. Aw, sick kitty cats. Yuck. Right? It's time for fall, people. And living in New Jersey, we get some of the most amazing fall colors ever. We really, really, really do. So, now, I'm swirl tap dabbing my fluffy. I'm swirl tap dabbing my fluffy. And, oh no. Oh, prayers for Kelly's cat. Kelly's cat's got some issues. So, oh, that's good. At least there's no gross going on. I don't like when pets get sick and there's gross going on. Oh, I have to remind everybody, all my videos are kid-friendly, so I'm going to watch this thing. You guys watch the comments, and they were always, always, always free to watch. Tips are appreciated, so I will post those links for you. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. And we'll get back to painting. All right, so I swirl tap dab fluffy, got them nice and clean, and I'm going to grab some clean white. I'm going to grab some clean white. Okay, and a little bit on my brush, not a lot at all. How much? A little bit. And I'm going to tap it. I'm going to tap the excess off. All right, and I'm going to come into here. And here, there, not everywhere. I'm going to just lightly tap in this white. Okay, and I'm going to go along the bottom here because this is the furthest away. This is the tree line that is really, 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 really far away. And now we're making another tree line or bushes or whatever you want them to be. They're far away. We're doing another one in front. Okay, we're doing another one in front. All right. So I'm lightly tapping. Notice I didn't grab any more paint. I'm still using the original paint that was on the brush. Okay. I did not grab any more paint. So tiny, tiny, tiny amounts of paint, guys. Tiny, tiny, tiny amounts of paint. Little bits. Now I'm grabbing a little bit more paint. Not much. Oh, I grabbed my yellow, but that's okay. Yellow's going to be in here a little bit. That's all right. Because we're going to make it yellow anyway. All right. So I'm going to tap this in. All right. I'm going to tap this in. Here, there, not everywhere. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing underneath, right? I'm going to do the same thing underneath because underneath has to match what's up top. All right, so we're going to do the same thing down here. We're going to tap in all this white down here, right? And you want to keep the same height. You guys are getting like a reflection tutorial and a foliage tutorial at the same time because I wanted to do this because I saw some people's paintings out there and they're doing like the fall reflections on the lake, and I figured this might help somebody out. If you want to do that kind of painting, I got a had a bristle on my thing. All right, so I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab my dry 1-inch brush. I'm gonna pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, and across. And across. Okay. Always pull down and go across. Oh, that is so gross, Tina B. Ew. Nasty. That's disgusting. That's what my daughter used to say all the time when she was little. Instead of disgusting, she'd go, that's disgusting, Mommy. Coffee's nice and hot now. Got my Java. Alright, so now we gotta wait for that to dry. So while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna throw in a big old tree. So I'm gonna grab my big boy. And it's got the blue in it from doing the sky. So I am going to grab my red, my yellow, some white that has some blue in it, and a little more blue. I'm going to mix that all together. Hopefully I get brown, and if not, I will keep mixing until I get brown. It needs more yellow. So I'm going to add more yellow to it. We're getting there. Some more yellow. Alright, and some more red, and some more blue. Why not? Just keep going. Just keep playing with it. When you guys mix colors, sometimes you just got to keep playing. And as you're playing with it, all of a sudden you'll be like, whoa, I got it. That's it. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So, grabbing more of that, grabbing more of this. My yellow just bled into my white, so let's find my white under there somewhere. Right, so now we're getting there. Now we got something cooking here. Yep, see, it needed some more yellow, red, and white. Alright, there it is. So, you notice how I just played? You guys got to play. You got to play with your colors. You got to play with them. You got to keep playing until you get what you want. Oh, yeah, at least he made the bowl is right. Hello. Alright, so I'm going to take this brown now. I'm going to wipe off my brush, give it a nice thin edge. Alright, and we're going to drop in a tree. We're going to drop in a tree because I got to show you how to do this on trees. So I'm going to hold my brush back here. I'm going to put it directly up to the canvas. I am going to pull. And there is my start of my tree. And I'm going to pull. I'm going to come out that way. And I'm going to pull. And I'm going to come out that way. And I'm going to pull, and we're going to come out this way. Right, guys? So, those of you that want to know how to make trees and have more instruction to do so, I do have the how-to on trees. It is on YouTube. It is in my videos on my page. It is there. And you guys can get all the little details on how to paint trees. Right? Hello. So, I am just dropping this tree in, lickety-split like, okay, and we're going to turn around and give it a nice trunk here, just like that. Alright, and then this part's going to be over the water, so I'm going to do a little swoop, swoop, right, do a little bit of water action. I'm going to pull it down with my finger, go across. Right, soften it out. All right, now I have to do my shoreline. Okay, so I am going to grab a little bit of black with this brown, make it darker, make it darker, and I'm going to do some zigzag zoom action. Right, so my shoreline is back here. Right, and then we'll bring it in. There's land right there, and then we'll bring it in here. Do our shoreline. There's my hanging tree over the water, and I'm just zigzag zooming, and then it's going to disappear into some bushes. Alrighty, so there is my shoreline. Okay, So we got that going on. All right, and then I got this dark brown. I'm going to put some dark brown into my tree. So I'm just pulling this through. We're just pulling this through. If you notice, I'm just dabbing with the dark brown. I'm just dabbing. I'm just going to kind of lightly follow my tree branches, right? That's all. Maybe make this one extra thick. That's darker. Put this here, there, here, there, here, there. Bam, bam, bam. All right. Now, my foliage should be dry enough now that I've been playing around. Thank you. So, now that I've been playing around, all this should be dry, right? So, let's grab my fluffy again. And I'm going to scroll, tap, dab, fluffy. And you guessed it, now that I have white on here, I can turn around and do my yellows and my reds, and they're going to pop more. So, you want to start off with your yellows. And the reason you want to start off with your yellows is because if you're going to start off with your red, you're going to wind up losing your yellow into your red. Because yellow gets swallowed up very quickly. Remember when we did the skies and I said make your yellow spot bigger because it gets swallowed up really fast, okay? And you don't want to lose it. So do your yellow first, and then this way you'll have less of a chance of losing it. And now that this white is on here, this yellow is going to pop. See that? So, even though I don't want this all yellow, I'm going to do it all yellow anyway. I'm going to do it all yellow anyway. And if you notice, I'm just letting my brush bounce up and down, whatever. You don't have to stick to only where you put the white, because that's going to wind up adding another little tone in the background trees. So, you don't have to worry about any of that, okay, guys? You can just bounce your brush along here, and you are good to go. So, I'm going to turn around, and even though I don't want this all to be yellow, I'm putting all the, yes, right, you lost yours. It disappears real fast. Okay, so what I do on top, I got to do on the bottom in my water, right? So, I have to do this on the bottom in the water. All right, then I'll put that in. Notice I'm not worried about my shoreline. I'm not worried about whether I hit the yellow right. I'm not worried about any of that stuff, right? Now that that's in my water, I'm going to take my big brush and we're going to pull down and go across. All right, so now I need to let that dry. Remember, everything's in layers, and if you don't let it dry in between layers, you're going to make a big mushy mess. I know some of you have done that, so you don't, wow, my eyebrows are dark. Anyway, you're gonna, I know, I'm so weird. All right, so you're gonna make a big mushy mess. Notice how much I'm doing drying time, right? That's why I decided to do a whole little scene, because I knew all these pieces would have to dry. All right, so while that's drying, I'm gonna take my yellow and my red, and I'm going to do my tree. And no, I am not going to mix white with it. So I'm grabbing my yellow and my red. Yes, Deborah, mushy mess is your specialty. You got to let it dry. You have to let it dry. The only way you can get away with having it still wet and doing what you want is you have to start using a lot of paint and an extremely light touch, because you don't want to mush it into what's already on there. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I started with, right? No white. I'm just throwing this in. Yellow and red, guys. Yellow and red. And I got to put a little bit in here, because that's where the tree's hanging over. Down, across. Down, across. Okay, because that's where the little tree's hanging over. All right, so I'm not using any white yet, because I want this darker tone. I want this darker tone in here. Okay, so I am throwing this on my tree. Notice I'm not following my branches. I'm not doing little Q-tips. I'm not, you can go where there's no branch at all if you want to. Okay, and I'm just doing the yellow and the red, and it's looking kind of green, which is kind of cool because the green is still in some of the trees, especially if they're just starting to churn. Hello, 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 Tammy. How you doing, sweetheart? Tammy M is here. Oh, yeah. I got to do roll call in a minute because I got to let this dry, too. All right, so, ta-da, just like that. Nice, big Deborah. Look, mushy mess. That's what you want. All right, now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab some white with my yellow and red. I'm going to grab some white with my yellow and red. Okay, and I think some blue got in there, which is fine. And I'm going to come over here to the base of my tree. I love that sound, that mush mush sound. I love it. I got to grab more white. Trying to use white that has yellow in it. That's not going to work. All right, so let me get some real white going on here. And I'm going to tap this in. So this is a mushy, mushy mess, right? I'm just grabbing some white. And I got a big old mushy mess. I got all these muddy colors on my brush. But it don't matter, because this is just the base. Right? This is my first coat. We don't worry about first coats. I love dabbing, right? Dabbing's so much fun. It is like wicked fun. It really is. And I'm going to grab some red on my brush. And I'm going to clean up. I'm going to clean up back here. Because I had that as reflection. And I don't want it as reflection anymore. So, I'm just going to clean that spot up back there. All right, let me do some roll call. Those of you practicing along with me have a chance to catch up mustard. And we're going to go back. I'm going to show you how to do the details in the foliage in the background. Finish off your reflection. And then I'm going to show you how to do the details on your tree to have fall foliage. And then we're going to turn around and I'm going to try to show you how to draw a maple leaf. Maybe some acorns. Why not? Right, guys? Let's do it. So, Tina M is in the house. She was the first one here, people. So, we got me and Deborah, Tina B, Lisa B, Penny hanging out with us from Canada. Kelly is here and Margaret. Hello, 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 everybody. And somebody else just joined us. I think it was Tammy. Yep, Tammy. Tammy's in the house, too. Can't forget Tammy. We got Tammy hanging out. Okay, so Deborah, notice how much time I'm giving to let this dry. All right, so now that my yellow is dry, now I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush because we don't want to turn around and lose all our yellow. I thank you so much, Lisa V. You're amazing. Yes, sharing is definitely helps me out. So I'm taking a smaller fluffy brush. And I'm going to grab my red now. Right? Small amount of paint on my brush. Not much at all. And here, there, not everywhere, I'm going to put my red in. Okay? Now, you want to do here, there, not everywhere. Because you don't want to lose that yellow. So I'm going to bring you really close up. I'm going to bring you close up here so you can see how barely there I'm putting this red. And you kind of want to stay towards the bottom. Right? And then whatever's up there, you got to put in your water. And across. Okay, so grabbing my red. Grabbing some more red, right? And light taps. Light taps here, there, not everywhere. You don't want to lose that yellow. You don't want to smush this in. If you notice, I'm going to be see how that's kind of mushy right there? And that's because I went to smushing instead of just grabbing more paint. All right, so you don't want to do that. You want to do these taps so the color stays separated and you don't wind up with it looking mushy. All right, so I'm just going to pop that in real quick so it doesn't look as mushy. And You just do these light taps here, there, not everywhere. And you just want to make sure you don't lose your yellow. So that's what I'm going to do across this thing. And ta-da! Ta-da! We have a background filled with all these fall colors. And we have the piece that makes it look far away. And then we have the other layer in front. And we have all this happy, happy stuff going on here, right? So I need to put some red down here. Pull down and across using my favorite blending tool. Right? I'm going to put some back in here now. So the ones over here on the ground, I'm going to turn around and bring it into my ground. And I am doing a harder tap because I want that dark here. I want that dark underneath. Okay, and I'm going to push here. And then I'm going to do, because I want that dark to go underneath. Because it's going to create the shadow. So, I'm going to do little taps up top. And then I'm going to go sideways with the dark. So there's a shadow back there. Alright. Alright. Now this is dry for the most part. So I'm going to turn around and put my white on that now. Alright, so swirl, tap, dab, Fluffy. And it's okay if he's still a little dirty. It's fine. And I'm using the big guy. And I'm going to grab my white paint. And I'm going to put in... Whoops, too much paint on my brush. See how that came out really big, like a big glob? We don't want that. So tap your brush off. Maybe do a few taps on your paper towel. That's what we want right there. Okay, see the difference? See how that was like goopy right there, that one piece? And that's more thin. Okay, so that's what you want. Alright, so, and if that happens, just take your brush and tap it out. It's okay. You can kind of spread it around. It's alright. Those things happen. Don't stress it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Again, I'm not putting this everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. Because you don't want to lose that dark colors in the background. Okay? You don't want to lose those dark colors in the background. And if you notice, I am just grabbing more white now. I am just grabbing it now. I did not grab it until that point. Okay? And another thing you want to do is towards the top and on the outer edges, those are going to be a little more bright. So you like to make layers in your tree with the fall colors, you want to do some spots that are going to be brighter. So I'm going to put a spot there, brighter. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put some more white here. So that's going to be a brighter spot. Okay, and I'm going to turn around up here. And I'm going to put some more white here. Because that's going to be a brighter spot. Alright, so I'm going to put some more white right there. Just to make these brighter spots in my tree. Alright, so now I got to let that dry. Deborah, let it dry. And as that's drying, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to take that brown that I made before. I'm going to take that brown that I made before and I'm going to grab my liner brush. You guys remember the liner brush? Right? So I'm going to go into my brown. I'm going to put some water on this liner brush. And I'm going to grab some black. And I'm going to grab some brown. Right? And I'm going to make this very, very... I'm picking on you, Deborah. I'm picking on you. You know I got nothing but love for you. I'm going to fill up this liner brush. And I'm going to come back in here. And I'm going to turn around and just do all these happy little squiggly moments. So, black, right? Extra water. extra water, my brown, right? You want your paint nice and loose and thin. And then you can turn around and do all these happy little squiggly things back here, right? And then if you have it up there, you got to put it down here. Just a hint of it. Just a hint. Just a hint. Okay? And I'm going to put all these little twigs and trees and whatnots and put some trunks in here, right? Break up the colors. Details are details. So I'm just breaking up. I'm just putting these little trees in and little branches in to break up all the colors, right? Make some things disappear into the background. Make some things be up front. Whatever. Here and there, just little fun little things, little details. I'm going to grab some just black. I'm going to make this really dark. I'll make this really dark, and I'm going to go into where the red is in the background. And I'm going to put some really dark ones all the way in the back. All the way in the back, Jack. Just little pieces. Just little pieces. Right? Just so it gives it all like it's in the back. Right? Because anything further away is going to be darker. Okay, so the little back trees here. I'm going to do a couple little pieces back in here. Right? Have some branches hanging out. Do the darker ones. Clean my brush off. Alright, grab the lighter brown. Make sure it's nice and thin and loose. Do the lighter brown ones. Put some of those in here. Whatevers. Whatevers. Just here and there. Squiggling some stuff in. Whatever you want to do, right? If you put it up top, you got to put it at the bottom underneath. Right? I'll grab these. And sideways. So now we have all of our twigs. And now my tree is dry. Yes, my tree is dry. So, I'm going to grab that fluffy brush again. And we're going to do the yellow first. Remember? Yellow first. So, grabbing that yellow. Grabbing that yellow. And I'm going to pop the yellow into the general area of all that, where all that white was. Now remember, I made those brighter spots, so I'm definitely going to fill those in. And I'm not paying attention. If it goes past where my white is, I'm perfectly okay with that. We are perfectly okay with that. It's all good. Right? Here's my brighter spot that I made. See how that's really popping, a nice light color there. Okay, so, and we're dabbing, people. Dabbing like champs, right? Fall foliage is fun. Lots of pretty colors. Not hard to do. It's just mixing yellow and red. And you wind up with all the oranges. You wind up with all the red tones, the yellow tones. Right? All that good stuff. Got to put it in my water. Alright, got to put it in my water because we have the piece hanging over that the water's picking up. So we got to put some of that in my water. Down. Across. Okay, I forgot to put the white in my water. So, I forgot to put, why didn't you guys remind me? I didn't put the white for the tree in the water. I'll just do it now. I'll just do it now. Down. And across. Notice I'm using my favorite blending tool too. That's how we roll. Alright, now I'm going to come down here with my white into this little bush thing that I made here. I'm going to put the white onto here, and I'm just going to put it, I'm leaving this alone. I'm just going to put it towards the top. Alright, I'm leaving the underside alone. I'm just going to put the white towards the top. See that? Just maybe one or two on the bottom, but mostly on the top. Okay? Hi, Jackie. Jackie from Nevada in the house. Hello, 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 Jackie. Everybody say hello, hello, hello to Jackie. Deborah, you finger paint a lot, so you're right there with me. Yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Everybody give Jackie a warm Eve's Creations family welcome. Jackie from Nevada in the house. Oh, yeah. So you guys get lots of fall colors out there, I'm sure. Okay. So, that being said, I have no idea where that came from. That red right there. So let's cover that up. So, the foliage all in here is going to be really close. So you're going to want a different variety of colors in the stuff that is close up. So I am actually going to take that fluffy brush and I'm actually going to start with browns. I'm going to grab my light brown and my dark brown. And I'm going to push in these browns first. Okay? Now, notice how it's separating on its own. So what you do is you just grab your light brown, you grab your dark brown. All I did was add some black to that. And that's it. Don't over mix it. Don't over push it in here. And you're just going to push this on and just keep it moving. And that red thing, I don't know what that red thing was, but it's gone now. All right, so I'm actually going to start with browns for the stuff that is up close. And you can switch too. You're not happy unless your fingers are covered in paint. That's exactly where I am. Big globs of messy paint. Yes. And you could switch too. You can grab like your dark brown and then put like your light brown on your brush. You can switch. So I want this to have a little more depth. So I'm going to start with a dark, dark, dark color first. Okay. Yep, I hid the water monster. Yes, I did. That is for sure. So, now, that being said, I'm going to turn around and do, I'm going to do Tina's favorite thing. I'm going to add, more detail to my shoreline. Right? Because why not do details? It's what we love to do. I'm grabbing a 1/2 inch flat right now. Alright, so I'm going to grab some black. And I'm going to grab some of that brown from before. Nice and dark. Yes. And I'm going to zigzag zoom back here. I'm just going to zigzag zoom because my foliage took over. And I'll give you a close-up of what I'm doing. Close-up! So, sorry, earthquake. So, I'm zigzag zooming. So, I'm not covering it all. I'm just putting here and there. I'm not covering all the lighter brown. I'm just putting here and there the darker brown. Well, it does make the difference in the picture. So I'm not covering all that lighter brown. I'm just adding the darker brown in here. Up on the top by the trees, most definitely. And then a little bit by the water. Okay, so I'm just adding this touch of the darker in there. And then coming down this way, I'm just going to do little flicks. See that? I'm just doing little flicks. So, black and brown on my brush. I didn't mix it together. Because I want it to do whatever it's going to do. I want the little magic to happen. Right? And I'm putting in all these little places of where maybe that's where the frogs live. Who knows? Right? I got to cut into my tree reflection here and make sure there's Definitely a separation. Here, there, not everywhere with this. Okay. Cut this in. And it's gone. Okay. So, do that. Now, back to the foliage part. Back to the foliage part. So, now that my yellow is dry, I'm going to grab yellow and red. A lot of yellow. A little bit of red. A lot of yellow. A little bit of red. Okay? Because that's going to give me some oranges. Right? Now I'm going to pop these in. And I didn't over mix it. I grabbed a lot of yellow and a little bit of red, and I just left my brush alone. And I'm going to come in here, and we're going to have some of these oranges happen. Now, be careful, because you can very easily swallow up all that yellow that you did. Right? So, here, there, not everywhere. Right? Leave it to the darker pieces. You know, those dark spots on your tree. Leave it to those. Right? Try not to put it all on your yellow, yellow, yellow. Right? So, bounce your brush around. Okay? And now we have the orange in our tree. Okay, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to put the orange in our bush. So I'm going to grab my red, and I'm going to grab my lot of yellow. I'm not going to mix it. I'm going to leave my brush all a big mushy mess. And I'm going to come under here, and I'm going to go towards the bottom. The bottom. Just the bottom of this bush. Okay, and I got to put some of this in my little tree reflection going on. I'm going to make that tree reflection longer. There's the tree. It's actually out to here. So, I'll put that longer. And favorite blending tool ever. Right? There we go. Okay. So, now, without cleaning my brush, I'm going to grab my white and my yellow. But I didn't clean the brush off. And I'm going to come to this bush over here, and I'm going to do the top part. And if you notice, I'm going a little bit into that orange and then a little up. Right? This is what you call letting the brush do the magic. So I'm grabbing the white and the yellow without cleaning off my brush. I start up here on the top, then I go down into that little bit of orange and then go up a little bit. Okay, so this way you get that mixture of colors without even trying hard. Alright, you didn't even have to try hard. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, okay? So, going down into that orange and then up into the rest of the bush. Okay. Alright, so, gotta let that dry. Alright, so while all that's drying, I'm going to throw something over. I got to fix that over there. I got a white patch in my water. So let me grab some blue and some white. I got to come over here and fill this in. So we're just going to fill this in a little bit better, because I have some patches of white in my water. I don't know how that happened. Right? You can also very lightly dab and fix any ucky that you might have had going on. Whatever. Whatever. It don't matter. It don't matter. Right? I can make some movement in my water just with some white paint. Right? Since I had to cover that up anyway, I've got like a minuscule amount of white paint on here. Just creating some movement. Some movement. There's always a lot more green down here in Alabama. We have some yellow, orange, and red, but a whole lot of pine trees. Oh, so it's more of a green state, huh? That's okay. That's all right. I'd probably be sneezing my head off 24/7. All right. Another thing we want to do is we want to go into this brown mess over here that I made, right? So now we can take our fluffy, and I'm going to grab red. I'm going to grab red, and I'm going to put red into this brown. All right? Here, there, not everywhere, right? Everything is here, there, not everywhere. So we're going to throw some red into this brown. And notice, since the brown is completely dry, this red is popping like super, super nice. Okay, so it's popping, people. It's popping. So we're going to put some red on that brown right there. All right. Now, we can go back over here to my tree, grab my smaller fluffy brush. All right, so we'll tap that. And I'm not uber cleaning these guys. I'm just getting the globs out of them. Like, these are just getting filled with colors, and I'm allowing them to do their own thing. And I'm going to grab just my red paint now, and I'm going to try to use as much self-control as possible. And I'm going to come in with the red. All right, so little bit. And if you notice, I kind of dab. Hello. I dab. We're dabbing, people. I dab kind of like a couple all together. See that? So I dab a few all together. And then those bright spots are staying nice and bright. See that bright spot I made before? The bright spot over here. You know, you want to make sure that you're not mushing the red. You want the separation in there. All right, so I'm tapping very softly. All right, let me show you the close-up of it. See that? See that? See? Okay, no mushes. No mushes. Tapping very softly. Okay, grabbing more paint. So a little bit of paint, but you got to keep grabbing paint. Now I keep grabbing paint and kind of doing a dab or two on my palette and then bringing it up into my tree. Okay, so now you have, and you just want to, and like I said, I do a couple pieces. You got to use some self-control. Got to use a little self-control, okay? Because you don't want to turn around. And I'm putting like every fall color known to man in this one tree. Obviously, you can do a tree that's just all yellow. You can do a tree that is just mostly oranges, like lighter oranges, darker oranges. All right, I'm putting like every fall color in here so you know how to use all the colors and do them. But you know, you do see trees that have certain colors. Sometimes they're more yellow than anything else. Sometimes they're more red or orange, you know, so it's the same exact thing, right? You could get some ones that kind of have a purple to them. So it's the same exact thing. You just want to turn around and you're using, the whole point is to have darks and lights and not to lose any of that dark and light. If you notice in this tree, see the dark in there? See where this green piece is, right? And then I had the brighter spot with the yellows. And then I had the in-betweens with the orange. Remember I put the orange on? And now I have the pops of red. Okay, you can see it up in here. I have the bright spot with the yellow. Okay, so, and you could take it a step further and do some white and yellow to do some yellow pops in this too. So I grabbed, I took that dirty brush and I grabbed some yellow and white. And I'm going to go to the top of my bush here. And I'm going to put some of these in. Right? So it was my dirty brush, so it had some red on it. And I grabbed some of my yellow with a microscopic amount of white. And now I am just going to finish putting in some colors into the bush that I made. All right. And then I am going to take my 1/2-inch brush, if I can find it in my water. And I need a shadow. So I'm going to grab my red paint. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to zigzag zoom. And I'm going to put a shadow underneath this bush. All right, so we put a shadow there, soften it so it blends into the rest of the ground, and voila, we have a fall bush. And then you can turn around and do some twigs through it, right? So I'll grab that 1/2-inch, and I'll put a little bit of brown on here, and I'll just do some random twigs in here, right? Maybe these are like little mini baby maple trees or whatever, fall trees coming through here, whatever. So I'm just going to put some and notice I'm just flicking. I'm just flicking, guys. I'm not doing anything special. Right? So that's up to you if you want to add those or not add those. It's your tree, your world, whatever you'd like to do. Okay? So now to the one up front. Now that that red's dry, I'm going to grab my fluffy brush, and I am going to grab the red and the yellow, right? A lot of yellow, a little bit of red. Okay, I'm going to come in here, put that in here, right? Here, there, not everywhere. Nice and quick like. And so here, there, not everywhere. Get another layer of color on here. Popping that on real fast. You know, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Okay, so put that on real fast. Oh, I forgot the little bits of red in my reflection. You guys you're forgetting to remind me to do this. Do the reflection. I'm blaming you guys. I'm blaming you. Alright. So, as everything's drying, I'm going to do my waterline real fast just for the heck of it. Thank you. Everybody's awesome. I got Tina M in the house, and me, Deborah, Tina B, Lisa V, Penny, Kelly, Margaret, Tammy, and Jackie hanging out with me tonight. Oh, yeah. It's How To Tuesday, people. If you guys have any questions about anything, 6,000% ask me. I should be done with Friday's painting tonight. So, it's going to have like 6 cats in it. All for you, Tina B. All for you. So, I'm going to grab my 1/2-inch flat. And I'm going to grab some white paint. Nice and thin on the edge. See that? Nice thin edge. Don't forget the reflection. Right? Yeah. I forgot it throughout pretty much this whole video. Alright, so zigzag zoom, guys. Zigzag zoom your waterline. Alright, zigzag zoom your waterline. And again, I'm doing little dashes. I'm not making a solid line. It's just little dashes. See that? See the dashes? See them? Dashes. Not a solid line. Not a solid line going all the way across. Just some dashes. Alright, so I'm going to put that in here. And then I can't see that because that's coming out this way. So then I'll pick it back up over here. Right, do some there. Do a little zigzag zoom over here. Right, I'm not going to see this one, so I'll take that out because that's hiding behind the dirt. I'm going to jump up here. Zig-a-zag-a-zoom. Right, dashes. Go into my reflection here. Okay. Throwing in some water. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And just like that, bam, you got yourself a lake with fall reflections in it. Okay. I'm going to put some water lines through there. And I'm going to come up in here and I'm going to throw some water lines through here. Alright, now they're going to be smaller because they're further away. And I like doing water lines, so I get a little nutty with them. I wind up having a lot of them. I just like them. They're a lot of fun to paint, and I just think it makes it look really cool. So I wind up doing a lot of them. But it's your water any way you want to do it. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to turn around and put some branches back in this tree. And the reason being is it's going to break up some of your color and it's going to add some depth. So I'm grabbing that dark brown before, right? The brown that I put the black in. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to follow one of my trunks here. And I'm just going to turn around and put it in and re-put some pieces of this in here. Now, I'm not going to do the whole tree because you guys can watch the tree video and see, but it breaks up your colors and adds more depth to your tree. That's what you do. That's how you do that. Okay, so, and you could put it to where it's tucking behind things, right? Don't forget my reflection. Put a branch or two in my reflection. Right? My refraction. Put a branch or two in my refraction. Alright, so you just turn around and follow your branches from before. And in the general area, you just cut these in. Right? Up through here. It's going to be another piece of one. Right? They're peeking out from behind the leaves. And what this does is it puts your leaves, some in the front, some in the back. So you have quite a lot of pine trees as well and a massive amount of cacti. Yeah, no cactus in New Jersey. There's no cactus in New Jersey. That's for sure. That is for sure. So you just put these in wherever, however you want them to be, and it adds depth and breaks up your leaves. That is the point behind that. Okay, and I wound up doing the whole tree anyway. Because why not? I'm here, I'm painting, might as well do it all. So now we got to do the foliage in the front, and I want to put I'm going to put a twig over here that we could put a maple leaf on. So let me do so now that I'm up to the orange, now I'm going to do the white. So I'm going to swirl tap dab my fluffy brush, make it all fluffy again, get most of the water out of it. And I'm going to do the white on the stuff towards the front. Notice putting that brown on, right? You guys were like, oh no, why do you have like brown, like uckiness? But it added a depth to this color. See how more rich this looks? Okay? It added a depth to the color, and you want that because these are really close to you. So you're going to see more of a substance of the bushes. Yes, all my Canadian friends out there, I'm going to try to draw a maple leaf. So I'm going to grab my, I grabbed some yellow with it. That's okay. So I'm grabbing the white and the yellow. Dab, dab, dab on my palette, right? And very lightly, I'm going to dab in. Since I was going to just do the white, but I grabbed the yellow and white. So I'm going to put in, let's say there's a yellow tree right there. And let's say he has a friend that's over here. So I'm going to put that in over there, over here, over there. So there's another yellow one going on. And let's say over here you can see the top of a yellow one. He's kind of hiding, but he's hanging out. on the top there. I gotta grab more paint, right? So I'm gonna turn around and tap another yellow one in here, but he's kind of hiding. He's hiding behind the other stuff there. There we go. Put another yellow one in there. Okay, so I'm gonna swirl tap that in my brush. And I'm gonna grab some whites and some red. Tap, tap, tap. And let's put, I know it's pink. I gotta go back in and add a layer of red on it. Right, so we're gonna put something right there. A little something, something. Let's put a little something, something over here. Okay, so, and let's see, maybe a little up here towards the top of this. Okay, let that dry. Let that dry. We got some massive fall foliage going on in this picture. What? Oh, yeah. Hanging out with the trees. Yes. And you guys are talking about your cactus and your pine trees and your... and I bet you they're gorgeous when they get all the pretty flowers on them and everything else. So, I want to put a branch in, like a close-up, like a little photobomb branch coming in so we can put our maple leaf and acorns on it. So I'm going to grab that 1/2-inch brush and I'm going to grab that black and that brown from before. And we're going to come over here, right here, is a branch from a tree. Doing a photo bomb on us. Okay, doing a little photo bomb right there, and maybe it has a little piece coming off. There we go, right there. Right? So, put that in. Right, I'm going to grab some more black, because this is going to be really, really dark, because it's really, really close. So, I'm going to throw some black. Notice I'm just dabbing in the black. I'm not making a solid line of black. I'm just making some of it barker. I'm making some of it barker. I'm making I'm making the bark darker. Yeah. So we're making it barker. Okay. All right, Eve. Sure. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, right? Hello. It'll be alright. I'll be alright, guys. Alright, I'm going to add another one right there. There we go. Right there. There it is. Okay. So several people have the prickly pear cacti in the yards in my town. Oh, do they make pears? Right? I did really good with that, right? All right. So, one maple leaf, and I am totally Googling imaging this. Totally. Okay, so one trick I learned for doing leaves is instead of... Oh, no? They don't make pears? Well, why do they call it the prickly pear then, if they don't make pears? Alright, one trick I learned for doing leaves is to do the inside stems first to help you get your shape. Okay? So, I'm going to take that 1/2-inch flat that I've been using, and I'm going to... grab some of that darker brown, just a little bit, and I learned that if you do, yes, I am totally Google imaging this. Look, see, I got it right there. It's right there. Did that actually point to the computer? I have no idea. Hi. So, one thing I learned is that if you do the inside stem, that'll help you get your leaf better. okay, the shape of your leaf better. So, a maple leaf, right, is going to come out, right, and it has the inside center one, okay, and then it has this one and this one almost coming out sideways, right? And then it has the piece in here and the piece in here. And once I have that, then I take my, I'll switch to my smaller brush here. Then I'm going to take my, and I'm just going to do it in black so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then once I draw that, then I could kind of get the outside shape the way I want it. So I have this stem here. This stem here, I'm doing it in black so you guys can see what I did, because it's hard to see the brown against all this happiness going on over here. Alright, so I did all the stems on the inside. And then I know, like around the stem, it kind of, it comes out and goes back in. And then it comes out a little more. And then you bring it in and you have that piece. And then you come out on this one, bring it in, and then kind of do one of these things on that piece. Okay? And then I come to this piece, do some of this going on, and bring it in. Right? And I come to this piece. I do some of this stuff going on here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of do squigglies. And then bring it in. And then I go around this stem and I do all the little pointy things and then bring it in. Okay? And that's how I do a lot of my leaves. Turn around and get the shape of them. So I draw the inside little stem pieces. You have faith in me? Thank you. Thank you so much. So, I do the inside. If I have a leaf that's weird, I do the inside stem pieces first. And then I do the shape following the stem piece. Okay? So now I'm going to grab my white. And I'm going to grab my red. And I'm going to grab my yellow. And I'm going to come in here. And now I just color it in. Right? I just color it in. So we're just going to color this in, and it's going to come out like a brown color because I have the black on here. So now, when I color it in, if all goes well, we should have the shape of a maple leaf. Right, gonna grab my red, gonna grab my yellow, gonna grab a little bit of white. So if all goes well, I should have the general shape of a maple leaf. And I learned to do that. That's the trick I use for anything that has like a weird leaf shape. Okay, because there's leaves out there that are alright, let's see. There we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I mean, is it the best maple leaf in the world? No, but it's close. So I'm going to put the dark edge back on. I'll put the dark edge back on it here so you can see all those little cuts that it does, because it has like all these cuts in its branches. And that is how I draw any leaves really that are kind of weird shaped. And that is my trick. So I did great. Oh, well, thank you. But that is my trick for painting anything that has like a weird shape leaf to it. So there you go. All right. And then you can put your stemmy pieces back in. And then you have yourself a leaf. And then once that dries, I can actually make it the colors that I want to make it. And then we were going to do an acorn. So an acorn is really easy peasy. They're a lot of fun. They're really adorable. Okay, so I'm going to grab that brown with some white that I had before. And I'm using my 1/2-inch brush. And you're going to do an acorn so it has a straight top. And then this, bring it around like that. Put its little nub on there. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my darker brown. And we give it its little hat. Right, just do a little semicircle of a hat over it. And give its little nub right there. Right, and then you have your little acorns. They're a lot of fun. See? And then you got a little acorn. A little acorn. Now I'm saying acorn, so whatever. We got acorns. We got barkers. We got all sorts of stuff going on here. But you guys get the gist. You get the gist, right? So, what I want to do to basically finish up this fall foliage, I'm going to come in and put my red onto this pink. And then I'm going to turn around and you put your stems in. So I'm going to take my red paint now with my fluffy. And I'm going to put it on this pink here. Okay, so this way this winds up being some sort of red bush in there. You have a hybrid maple oak tree, so yeah, I have no idea what that leaf would look like. So I put this red on here. That's why it's cracked. Oh my god, that's great. Alright, so I'm going to make these guys red. And back you guys up so you can see the whole painting. And then I'm just going to put some stems throughout here. So where is that 1/2 inch? I'm going to use that 1/2 inch. I'm going to use the darker brown. I'm come in here and add some stems. It's an old song. I never heard the song before. So I'm going to put my stems in here. Right. Put some in here. Right. Put a little stem of something going on in here. Maybe it's a little tree that lost all its leaves already. Do a couple little flicks over here in this part. Come over here. Right. Put the stems in for the little yellow guy in the back. And then once these stems dry, I'll come back in and put some more colors on top of it. An acorn is on an oak tree and a maple leaf is on a maple tree. So you made a hybrid. Oh, I would have never noticed that. So acorns are only on oak trees. I didn't know that. I have no idea what tree an acorn came from. I am definitely not a botanist. That is for sure. See? You're so smart. I had no idea. I had no idea an acorn is only on oak trees. So, once these dry, well, there you go. I learned something new today. So, once these ones up front dry, I'll take my fluffy and I'll go in with some white paint and I'll pop in some more areas to add color to. That'll be really, really, really bright. So I'll take my white paint now. So what do you have to remember when doing fall foliage? You have to remember to let it dry. You have to remember to do your lighter colors. Do more of your lighter color than you actually want. So this way, when you do your darker colors, you don't wind up losing your lighter colors. Okay, another thing to remember is if it's back here, it's darker and you see less details. If it's up here, okay, you see more details, so you really want to make sure you get the dark to the light going on. Whatever, you know, whatever you're adding or you may have, whatever it may be. And that's about it, really. And when you're drawing a leaf, like I said, and it's a tricky shape, draw the inside stems of it first. And also, you guys want to remember that an acorn is from an oak tree and a maple leaf is on a maple tree. Right? Because they're very, very, you have several oak trees in your yard, you love them and hate them. Yes, because they're very, very, very pretty. But you turn around and get a lot of leaves and you get a lot of acorns dropping on your house. So, anyway, guys, unless you have any questions, that is the fall foliage. And this Friday, right, same bat channel, same bat place, we're going to turn around and do our Halloween special painting. It's coming out really cool. I'm going to surprise you guys, so I'm not going to show it to you. I just want to let you guys know. It is always free to watch. The replays and whatnot, tips are appreciated. And you guys are all set. So, there you have it, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You guys can totally do this at home. You got this. It's not that hard. Key is to just let it dry in between the layers and add all the pretty colors that you want to add. And this way, you get your pops of color, you get all of your stuff going on, and you'd be all set. Okay, and then you could add your twigs and your whatnots in there. You're so welcome, Margaret, to separate your colors to give it more depth. So, I think I covered everything. If I missed, you guys want to see a close-up of the acorn? He's so cute. The acorn from the oak tree. There we go. There he is. Right? Now I need a little squirrel. Now I need to put a squirrel on there. That would be fun. Alright, so let me back this up so you guys can see the whole thing. Backing it up. Backing up the camera. So you guys can see all of the fun that we did this evening. And let me move my sign over so you can see the little bush that we did. I have no idea where to put this. Maybe over here. Put this over here. There we go. Bam. There. Fall foliage. Da, 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 da. We did it. Yay. So you guys can totally do this. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to do. You can make all sorts of pictures. You can put birds flying. You can put whatever, geese or whatever in there. You can turn around and make hybrid oak maple trees that are cracked. You can do that too. You can do all sorts of stuff. Good night, Lisa V. Thanks for hanging out tonight. So glad you can make it. Kiss that little grandpuppy of yours. You like the full screen how-to Tuesdays? Oh, okay. So you like when I do backgrounds to all my stuff, Tina M? Oh, yes. Everybody send prayers to Tina B. She's got like stress. We don't want stress. Have a good night, Tina M. Thank you so much for popping on. And I'll try to do my How-To Tuesdays where it's a whole big scene. Yes, you like it much better than just doing the object. Because then you pick up other little things, right? Alright, I'll try to keep that in mind. If you guys have any ideas of what you want to do for a How-To Tuesday, anything you want to learn, 6,000%, let me know. If you have any ideas for paint parties, let me know. The next painting's going to have like 6 cats in it, so I got you covered. Everybody's asking me for kitty cats. I'll give you a little tiny taste. A little tiny taste. Just a little taste. Just a little one. Just a little tiny taste. There. That's all you're getting. All you're getting. Just a little taste. Just a little taste of what's coming up. Just a corner. Just going to show you a corner. That's it. That's it. That's all you're getting. Just going to show you a little corner. A little teaser as I drop it. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. No, yes, there's a spider web. No, you never sent me a pic of that, Tina B. You gotta send me a pic of that. Critters. Did you ever send? Yes, you did. You sent me the picture. Okay, well, send it again because it might be something different. Good night, Tina B. Is that the last Halloween? Yeah, that's it. Halloween's this weekend, guys. So this Friday is the last Halloween painting. Because Halloween is this Sunday. I know we didn't have that many Fridays of Halloweens. I even started Halloween paintings early. I started doing them in September. So I started, yep, so we only have this Friday, and then it's on to fall paintings, and then it's on to Christmas paintings. So we have, we're going to have a whole bunch of fall paintings we're going to do. So I can't wait for that, right? And now you guys can create your own fall paintings, right? Because I showed you how to paint pumpkins. I showed you how to paint trucks, sort of. And I showed you how to paint the fall colors. So you guys can create on your own now, too. Totally start creating things on your own. Yep, so I have a few fall paintings in mind, and then it's on Christmas. So I got to pull up all my old videos and blast from the past, you guys, all the the fall ones we already did. We have the pumpkin one on the 5th that everyone's uber excited about. So we already have that one in store. So lots of good things. Lots of good things. All right. And with that, hey everybody, I'm going to say goodnight. All right. So thank you so much for watching me tonight. And I love you all. Have fun and go create. Okay. Good night, everybody.